Alright, how you find a diagram is you go to troybilt.com, then you put in Super Bronco XP riding mower, then you scroll down, says diagram. You touch the diagram and you scroll up. Then it gives you the diagram. If you want to make it bigger, you hit pinch to zoom, all the numbers, you scroll down, those are reference numbers. Then these are all the reference numbers and everything. Of everything for that. Your belts, your pulleys, those are the two pulleys. Pretty simple. Oh shit. Well, I was supposed to be putting a fucking belt on this bitch, the drive belt, but come to find out, the tensioner pulley, one part of it, is busted all to shit. So, that's gonna be on hold until I get the damn tensioner pulley off. This is the spring that holds the tension on it. Right there. You gotta pull that back and release it in order to get that off. And you ain't doing it one-handed. That bolt there is a 9/16. That removes that tensioner pulley. This is the diagram of how the pulley system works. If you look at it, just in front, just above the 18 right there, that is your engine pulley. If you scroll down here a little bit, see that little fan at the bottom where around 21, that's the rear axle. 25 is the V pulley, 26 is the flat pulley, and it shows you how the belt's supposed to be ran. And I'll put a link in the description where this page is to where you can identify what all these different numbers are too. These are the pulleys I went and bought. I went locally because it was easier to get them, and then fucking Troybilt their goddamn warranty bullshit. 60 days to 90 days, so fuck all that. These idler pulleys come with spacers. Don't use them because they're probably not the right height that you need unless it came from Troybilt. These didn't come from Troybilt, so there's that. But they're the right diameter and the right type, so there's that. You know how I am about being a cheap ass. Okay, now that I got this bracket down, you can look at the diagram later, or schematic, or whatever you want to call it later, to see how everything matches up. If you get that with those bushings in it like that, you're going to take a socket that's exactly the roundness of the inside of this to knock them out. And see, that's the original bushing. Fits perfect like it's supposed to. So there ain't no problem there. And kind of grease it up a little bit. Yes, you're gonna get tired of seeing this shit. But hey, it come with the fucking kit. It was free, so I'm not bitching. I've had all kind of issues, things to use it for. All right, well, I'm gonna put this back together real quick. Well, I can kind of show it to you, somewhat. Where's that? because the other one's gonna be a real pain in the ass. So I have to show it to you and do it. You have to follow the schematic to fucking do it exactly the way it's supposed to be, because you can't do it and video it. Trust me. See, spins like it's supposed to. Put the nut back on there. There's probably a torque. I don't know what the fucking torque is, but it'd probably be wise to find out what it is. I'll try to see if I can find it. This is what it will look like when you get it put together. You can look on it and see that washer goes on top of there like so. And if you look on top of that, then you can see where this goes. See the bell in this right there? You can see it on that. So it goes there. And this goes like that. You're probably gonna have to take it apart a little bit to get the damn belt on, but for right now, it'll get up there where you need it to be for the moment. And we'll go from there. All right, before you get too far, you're gonna need to pull the battery out. It's a 3/8 and a 7/16. One side's one and one side's the other. That one's 3/8. No, 3/8 and the nut 7/16. Take you a wrench or a screwdriver, whatever you got close. Pull the clip. It's a pain in the ass. And then pull your battery out. Because you want to get down there and try to work that belt around the fan. You might can do it without taking the damn fan off, and you might not be able to. You just gonna have to tinker with it and try it. I'm gonna do one and see how it works out. Damn blades for this little fan are pretty flimsy, so you pull the battery thing out that holds the battery, work it down there, leave the battery out so you get all this shit put back together, just in case this damn belt comes off again. Now I'm gonna climb back under there and finish putting the thread and the belt through that tensioner pulley. Try not to lose that. That's what holds the tensioner pulley. Side note, this little damn tent thing, I can't remember where the hell I got it from. But it's the best 50 bucks I ever spent. I don't know how many times I've used it for shit like this, especially out in the heat. It works great. That little piece right there, that goes on the tensioner pulley too. You gotta work your way on it though. It's a pain in the fucking ass. It goes in that slot right there. When it's all said and done, that's what it's supposed to look like. That little thing there goes into there. And you should be able to see it right there. And that. Only reason why you won't see it is the brake. Because when you hit the brake, it disengages everything. When you let off the brake is when it tightens it. So, make sure you got the wheels chalked too. Let this bitch roll. Now, time to take the PTO off. It's a 5/8 socket. And I attached it to that. Try not to damage your PTO because you'll be fucked if you do. So, I'll let you know how it turns out. That's what I used. That's how I rigged it up, and I braced it against the tire. That damn little thing cost me $12 for that monkey wrench, but it was worth it. Because now, I got it to where I can unscrew it. I'm not for sure about this, but I'm assuming that when this comes down, that's going to kind of fall down. So, just be careful when you're doing it. Well, the PTO came off pretty easy. Make sure you disconnect that. Come on, you bitch asshole. That wire. Now we're at a crossroads. Do I pull those 4 1/2-inch bolts, Or do I bend that brace back right here, the belt protector, cover, whatever the hell you want. Because you got the one in the front there, you got two on the side. I don't know. I know what I am doing. I'm gonna bend the motherfuckers myself. I'm gonna try that first, see how easy that is. If that's not too easy, then I will take the 4 bolts. I don't know yet, but I'll try one. We'll see how it goes. Well, my fucking idea didn't work, so you gotta pull the 4 fucking bolts. Pull them out, then you gotta come up to the top. You gotta pick it up too, because it's not gonna move. You gotta pull the 2 exhaust pipes out of the muffler, pick it up and kind of manhandle it, scoot it back to where they're just like that. And you're probably gonna need 2 people, or you'll probably drop the motherfucker, because now the engine ain't holding on to nothing. You're gonna have to lift it up like so, like that, and get it all the way up in like that, where you can push the belt up into that and slide it right there, and then you let it back down, and then you bend that back out more like this one is right here, and then you can slide that belt around that way. But when I said put it around the fan first, that's a negative. Put it around the fan last, because that's going to be the easiest one to get to, because you've already put everything else together. So do the fan last. Okay, now you got that. Now that that's like that, you gotta take and maneuver it. And you just jiggle it around and push everything back. Push the exhaust back down in there. And then the holes pretty much line up themselves. You just have to tweak a little bit here and there. Tighten them by hand first, and then tighten them back up. But thread them by hand first. I always tell my stepson that dumb shit, and he torques the fuck out of them in the beginning and strip shit. So you gotta hand start them. Ouch. And that's where we're at so far. Now that you got it on the pulley, we're supposed to, and you got the engine back where it belongs, you're going to push this brake down and secure it, because it's going to make it easier, because it disengages everything for you to get back here and do this. These are flimsy now, so you got to be careful with it. You take and you push it down on one side, push it down to where it starts. It'll be outside the bracket for the moment, that little bracket there. And then as you go, you just spin this around like that until you get all the way around and the belt falls down where it's supposed to. And then you secure it on the pulley where it goes. Push it up on the pulley like so. And then you go back under. And you should be able to pull the put that tensioner back on, I think. I mean, that's how I pulled it off. That's with the brake on. Nope, you gotta let the brake off. Yep, because the thing is right there. It's that. So you just put that end goes on that, and that end hooks on that. And then you're almost done. See? Hell of a lot fucking easier than trying to do it the other way. And I got it off, but there wasn't a way how I could get the bitch back on. Alright. There's the PTO. Before you put it back on, try to turn it upside down, wipe all the dust off of it. Because you don't want nothing getting down in there. And kind of make sure there ain't nothing in your connectors or none of that shit. I want you to kind of look at this, because this right here, that's important to know, because on your shaft, there's that groove that's in the shaft. This has to go exactly where that came from. They'll make right to it, and that'll line up right where it's supposed to go. Just the way you took it off, it's the way you put it back on. And there's the groove I was telling you about, right there. And that's where it's got to line up to. Now if you look at everything, everything kind of lines up the way it's supposed to. I got to kind of pull that back out because it's a little too close. But like I said, that one there, you ain't mended. So I'm putting it on. Now we're to the point to where I got it, the PTO as tight as I could get it without it spinning. Without the engine spinning. So you got to take the shroud off. 4 bolts, 4 nuts actually right there, and 1 bolt. All 10 millimeter. Go figure. This shit's got 10 millimeter and fucking standard, both. Or metric and standard. Drives me crazy. Then put them right there so you don't lose it. Take everything off. Put that to the side. Let's see, how do I want to do this? I think I'm gonna do my trusty old beater. This thing's been through hell and back. It's my second one. I think I'll try it on this, on that first. It may or may not work. I'll try it first. I'll give it a little tug. I got my torque bar set, torque wrench set 45 foot-pounds. Little Harbor Freight junk thing, but hey, it is what it is. It's still kind of cheaper than paying somebody to do it and waiting 3 months. So I'm giving it a shot. I'll let you know how it turned out. Here's what I did. Because of the screwdriver, type of screwdriver it is, I put it in there because that's the way you got to tighten it. It's going to go that way when it goes to spin and tighten, which would be clockwise. It's counterclockwise if you're looking at it this way, but if you're facing up, it's clockwise. I did 50 pounds because everything I read said that's what it should be, because it's a 7/16 bolt. It's supposed to be a grade 5 or higher. I don't know what the fuck it is. No, in troybilt, it's probably a fucking 5. They're cheap bastards. But it's all done, put together now. Now put everything back together and fire that motherfucker up. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna fire the bitch up now to see if it does it.